Welcome to Week 3 of SS2 Agricultural Science Term 1. Today we study plantation agriculture in Nigeria, a specialized form of large-scale, commercial farming that has played a major role in shaping both the agricultural economy and the landscape of Nigeria. Plantation agriculture refers to the large-scale cultivation of a single crop, usually a tree crop or perennial crop, on an estate of several hundred to thousands of hectares, using hard labor, mechanized operations, and scientific management. The term plantation carries historical weight. During the colonial era, European companies and later the Nigerian government established large plantations to produce export crops. Today, a mix of government, private, and multinational-owned plantations operate across Nigeria, producing oil palm, cocoa, rubber, tea, coffee, citrus, and sugarcane. The defining characteristics of plantation agriculture are large land area under a single crop, monoculture, heavy capital investment in machinery, processing facilities, and infrastructure, use of scientific practices including improved varieties, irrigation, and pest management, employment of a permanent and seasonal workforce, and integration of production with processing on site. Understanding plantation agriculture is important not only for examinations but for appreciating the structure of Nigeria's agricultural economy and the opportunities it presents for the future. Let us now explore the features, benefits, limitations, and examples of plantation agriculture in Nigeria. Plantation agriculture in Nigeria is found across several ecological zones, each suited to different crops. In the south-south and southeast, especially in Rivers, Edo, Cross River, and Delta states, oil palm plantations dominate. The Nigerian Institute for Oil Palm Research, NIFOR, based in Benin City has established extensive research and demonstration plantations for oil palm and coconut. In the southwest, particularly Ondo and Ogun states, rubber plantations are widespread. The Ogun State Oil Palm Corporation operated large rubber estates. In Kaduna, Plateau, and Taraba states, tea and coffee have been grown under plantation conditions, though on a smaller scale. Sugarcane plantations exist in Basita in Kwara State, Basita Sugar Estate, and the Savannah Sugar Company in Newman, Adamawa State. Citrus estates are found in various parts of Benue and Kogi states. The key characteristics distinguishing plantations from smallholder farms include land size, typically 200 to 10,000 hectares or more versus 1 to 5 hectares for smallholders. Capital, millions of naira invested in land clearing, planting, machinery, and processing plants. Labor, hundreds of permanent workers and additional seasonal workers. Management, trained agronomists and farm managers oversee operations. Infrastructure, on-site housing, health facilities, schools for workers. Access, roads, and processing mills. Output, production is primarily for export or industrial processing, not local subsistence consumption. Plantation agriculture has significant advantages. Economically, it generates foreign exchange earnings through export of products like palm oil, rubber, and cocoa. It creates employment for large numbers of workers, both skilled and unskilled. It facilitates technology transfer, improves seed varieties, mechanization, and precision management techniques developed on plantations eventually reach smallholder farmers. Plantations support the development of rural infrastructure, including roads, schools, and health centers built to serve workers. They enable economies of scale, reducing cost per unit of production. However, plantation agriculture also has notable disadvantages. Social concerns include displacement of communities when large land areas are acquired for plantations. There is often a widening of income inequality, as profits flow to large companies rather than individual smallholders. Workers on plantations may suffer poor wages and living conditions. Environmentally, the monoculture system of plantations is vulnerable to pest and disease outbreaks. A single disease can devastate thousands of hectares planted with the same variety. Clearing of natural forests for plantation establishment causes loss of biodiversity and contributes to climate change. Large plantations may cause soil compaction and erosion if not properly managed. Economically, the overdependence on a single crop makes plantation income vulnerable to international commodity price fluctuations. A collapse in cocoa or rubber prices has historically caused economic crises in producing regions. The future of plantation agriculture in Nigeria lies in sustainable management, fair labor practices, and integration with smallholder development programs that allow smaller farmers to benefit from plantation infrastructure and markets. Let us summarize what we have covered in today's lesson on plantation agriculture in Nigeria. Definition: large-scale, commercial cultivation of a single crop on an estate, with scientific management and hired labor. Characteristics: large land holding, heavy capital investment, monoculture, integrated processing, employment of many workers, export orientation. Nigerian examples: oil palm in Edo, Rivers, and Cross River, rubber in Ogun and Ondo, sugarcane at Bosita in Kwara and Newman in Adamawa, tea and coffee in Plateau and Taraba states. Advantages: foreign exchange earnings, employment, technology transfer, rural infrastructure, economies of scale. Disadvantages: land displacement, income inequality, monoculture disease risk, environmental degradation, commodity price vulnerability. For your WAEC examination, be ready to define plantation agriculture and distinguish it from subsistence farming, list the characteristics of plantation agriculture, give examples of plantation crops and their locations in Nigeria, and evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of plantation agriculture. Plantation agriculture, when managed responsibly and in partnership with communities, remains an important pillar of Nigeria's agricultural development strategy.